Okay, so bonus milk run. It's Sunday, and I thought it was going to be raining, but it isn't. And so I thought, do you know what better opportunity to get out in the 912, take it for a drive. Now in the last video you will have seen that I fixed, or I put in an attempted fix of the distributor, the sliding surface that I'd torn, and I put it back together without that. And at first it seemed like it was working, but when it got really hot, the idle speed was high again, and I think that's just because the metal expanded, there wasn't enough grease, and the vacuum advance got stuck again. So what I did was I changed that. I bought from Sierra Madre collection. I bought the sliding surface. It seemed to fit better than the one that was already in there, and I've taken it out once since then, and I think you saw that in the last video. And it drove much better. Now I've just fired it up, and it's idling at just under 1,000 when it's cold, when I can stabilize the revs after about a minute or 30 seconds. And then now, where I've been driving for probably about 3 minutes, it's at, let's have a look, at about 11 to 1200. So that's a little bit high. I've got the idle screws set to maximum, so it's all the way down, so I'd need to make some more carb adjustment to get it any lower. But right now it drives so much smoother than before. The seat is still pissing me off because it's clicked again, and yeah, it's a little bit labored. 1500 revs in 5th gear, so I'm going to go 4th. But anyway, it's a bonus to be out for a drive in it. So I probably won't be able to drive it for the rest of the week. But what I wanted to say was, again, thank you to everybody who's reached out, everybody who's messaged me, everybody who's hit like, who's hit subscribe on the channel. If you want to keep watching videos about me doing stupid things in my Porsche 912 or my 911, in my 996, both quite crusty, but very usable, very safe, apart from no seatbelts in this one, which I'm working on. So hit subscribe if you want to keep seeing that kind of stuff. Also, I am now I've ranted a few times about my existential angst, and it peaked this week just gone. It peaked. So what I've done is I've taken this coming week off, even though it's going to be raining. So I'm going to take the opportunity to go and see my mum, who I haven't seen her properly for about a year. She's had both of her jabs, so it means that I can go and see her, and hopefully the weather's good enough that I can sit in her garden and have a cup of tea with her. I'm actually very excited about that. And also I'm going to take the week to try and tweak a few things on this car. I'm going to think about what I need to do about the seat belts, and also the carpets. Do some research on that. As you've seen, I've put the wheel center caps on, the polished ones. I think they look great, even though eventually I will be going to steel wheels from Group 4 wheels. I think I'm going to get those that are slightly wider. They're not steel wheels, they're aluminium, I think. So I can't wait to do that, but that's just too much money at the moment. The car is driving so much smoother since I did the distributor. It's not making that banging noise. I felt like it was knocking, but that's all gone. It still accelerates just the same. It's still quite zippy, but it doesn't make that noise anymore. It's so much smoother. So that's made me so happy. The seat's still pissing me off. No doubt it will click back again. But anyway, so during this week, I'm also going to research getting t-shirts printed, some stickers, maybe some flat caps. I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to sell them, get them printed to order, give them away. I'm also definitely going to Classics at the Clubhouse. So look them up on Instagram. I'll be there with Flat 6 Jack. And I've not been to a car event like this before, so this is all new for me. It's gonna be weird, yeah, because all the people that I've interacted with online, There's so many people that I interact with regularly, some daily, just about all things Porsche, all things car, all things old car, all things existential angst. I'll be meeting those people in person. And at first I thought, am I a bit nervous about that? But I'm not. I'm just quite excited. And also, the one thing I wanted to do was perhaps go to Caffeine and Machine up towards Warwickshire. Now, that's fucking seat. That's about 90 minutes away, so that'll be a really long drive for me. And the thing I wanted to do first was fix the temperature on this, temperature gauge or temperature sensor. And the problem I've got is that it's going to be raining, so I might not actually go in this car. I'll probably go in my 996, but still I think it'll be a great place to go and check out. Obviously they put beautifully photographed scenes on Instagram, but I think it just seems like such a great place. And during the week you don't have to book, but I'll probably phone up to see how busy they are, because they could well just be super busy, and I can't get in, so it's a long way to drive just for that. Now if I'm going to my mum's, which is a couple of hours away, which is kind of in that direction, and I could do it on that day, but then I'll definitely be going in my 996. Right, let's go. Beans. Honestly, it just revs so much better. There's a guy in a vintage Vespa in front of me who's going to hold me up, but that is 100 kilometers an hour very quickly. It doesn't seem to be running as hot as it did with this, now that I've got the electronic ignition in, the sliding surface. It doesn't, I don't feel that heat on the back of my head from the engine, which is great. The thing that I do have to sort out, and I always forget until I'm in the car, is the wheel alignment, because I want the camber, the toe, the wheel alignment front and back sorted out, and the steering is at an angle, like quite a bit, so I need to fix that. Obviously seat belts, so there's quite a few things to do, but just from, I'm in 5th gear now, doing, what am I doing? I'm doing about 80 kilometers an hour, and if I put my foot down, it does accelerate, and now I'm doing 100. So that is pretty good. The noise is so much better. Now, the one thing about this car that I've never checked out is about fuel additives, because for my MG I have to put a lead replacement fuel additive in. Because of the soft valve seals, or valve seals, I'm not sure. But anyway, let's get past this junction. So I put the fuel additive in. It's been like that for 20 odd years. It's been driving fine. I have no idea if I have to do that with this car. Now I really need to check that out, because I've been driving it quite a lot recently, I've done 136 kilometers since the last refuel, and I probably should put some more in. And I've been driving it really hard. So if it needs the fuel additive in, I should really go and get some, but I haven't even Googled it, so I need to do that. I also need to clean it, because when I had the seatbelt anchor points, top anchor points welded, I haven't cleaned it since then. There's a bit of trim now missing, which I've lost somewhere off the back window, and there's just muck, a surface of muck everywhere. So I need to just clean it up. There's some broken mat, rubber mat, plastic mat on the floor that was over the central slight raised tunnel. I need to get rid of that and just give it a bit of a clean. I still want to fix the clock, and I want to fix the temperature gauge, but the temperature gauge is quite a difficult fix. Was it Marcel 912 on Instagram? Instagram who was telling me about how to fix it, but oh my word, it sounds really complicated. So either I can send it to him and he can fix it and I can pay him, or I can look into an alternative. So it's basically an outside temperature sensor gauge, and oh my goodness, let's get around this cyclist. And so that and the clock, but annoyingly they're on the outside, so I'll have to take more clocks out to get to it. And right now it's driving season, so I don't really want to have a dismantled car, and I want to be out and about. So I mean, I'm now doing 100 kilometers an hour. It's cruising nicely apart from the wheel alignment thing, so I'm sort of having to work to keep in a straight line. But I'm in 5th gear, it's revving at just over 3,000 RPM. I think that's great. I'm not getting the burning smell that I used to get all the time while I was driving it. And I think that was because it was just running so much hotter. I mean, the noise is so much better. So I'm quite happy about all of those things. As for going back to my existential angst, I'm going to take my week off to think about what I want to do next. Obviously I've got bills to pay, mortgage to pay, significant commitments. I can't afford to be unemployed. And you know, there's one of the ways that I could afford to take a little bit of time off would be to sell this car, or sell my 911, or for my wife to sell her Golf R, which she's not going to do. So there's things to consider, but I'll give an update on that during the week. I'll probably be in my 996. I'll have a long drive up if I'm going to Cafe in the Machine or going to visit my mum, and so I'll be able to fill you in on all of that then. So for the moment, thank you for joining me on the milk run. I'll keep you posted on the t-shirt thing, on the stickers thing, all of that, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe, hit like, message me. There was something I was going to ask the Porsche 912 community, and I've forgotten what that is. But anyway, and tune into the Porsche Cool podcast. I mean, it's been brilliant. It's literally the only podcast that I listen to. I should really broaden what I listen to. But up to 100th episode, and #1 Porsche podcast in so many places. And it's been a real honor to be a part of it. Anyway, tune in next time. Thanks for watching.